My beloved, trust the quiet certainty beginning to rise within you. It may not announce itself boldly, but it is steady, grounded, and deeply sure. This gentle assurance will hold you firm as circumstances continue to shift. It will help you keep your vision clear, even as new doors begin to open and possibilities grow around you. My child, remember that true alignment does not always arrive with intensity. Many times, it feels simple, peaceful, and almost effortless. What is coming into place belongs there. Its presence confirms direction more clearly than excitement ever could. My beloved, as things continue to unfold, you will find gratitude growing in you naturally. It will not have to be forced or practiced. It will rise because your spirit recognizes what has been placed before you. This appreciation will come not from shock, but from deep recognition. And that recognition will help protect what has been given while making room for even more to unfold in time. My child, remain present inside this process. Do not rush to explain everything with the mind. Let experience teach you what analysis cannot fully reveal. What is meant for you is still responding to your awareness, arranging itself with quiet accuracy, patience, and care. My beloved, a calm confidence is settling deeper into your spirit now, one that no longer searches outside itself for approval or reassurance. This confidence was not formed in a single moment. It was built through the choices you made quietly, faithfully, and consistently when no one else could see. Those hidden choices sharpened your discernment. They taught you how to recognize what is valuable without needing noise, pressure, or proof. Now recognition comes more naturally, and that ease is a sign that your alignment has become steady within you. My child, the road ahead will not require you to move in haste. It will respond to clear vision, calm decisions, and a grounded heart. When clarity is leading you, progress no longer feels draining. It feels measured, supported, and right. You will begin to notice movement taking place without the need to force every outcome, as though circumstances are opening with you instead of standing against you. This quiet cooperation is a reflection of the inner balance you have been cultivating all along. My beloved, understand that growth can be gentle and still be profound. Not every transformation announces itself. Some reshape life quietly, influencing direction through subtle adjustments that compound over time. What is unfolding now will reveal its significance gradually, allowing understanding to mature alongside experience. My child, you may feel a renewed sense of trust emerging, not in external conditions, but in your own discernment. This trust allows you to navigate change without fear. It removes the need to second-guess every step. When trust is internal, guidance becomes consistent rather than confusing. My beloved, there is harmony forming between intention and action. You are learning how to move without conflict between what you desire and what you value. This harmony keeps momentum sustainable. It prevents burnout and preserves meaning as progress continues. My child, be aware of how naturally priorities are arranging themselves. What once demanded attention may no longer hold importance. This reordering is not lost. It is refinement. It creates room for what truly aligns to remain present. My beloved, patience now feels different than before. It no longer feels like waiting, but like readiness held calmly. This shift indicates that something no longer needs preparation. When patience transforms into presence, arrival is near. My child, remain open to insight without clinging to certainty. Flexibility keeps understanding alive. As situations evolve, your awareness will adapt smoothly, maintaining balance without resist. My beloved, what is integrating into your life will encourage steadiness rather than disruption. It complements your rhythm instead of demanding adjustment. This compatibility confirms alignment more clearly than excitement ever could. My child, stay attentive to the quiet confirmations that continue appearing. They guide without pressure and affirm without demand. As you remain present, the unfolding will continue with precision and care, revealing purpose through lived experience rather than explanation. Say, continue whenever you want the next extension, and I'll carry this forward in the same long, immersive, non-repeating rhythm until the full script is complete. My beloved, the awareness you carry now is refined, like a lens adjusted slowly until everything. What comes into focus without strain? You are no longer scanning the horizon with impatience. Instead, you are rooted in the present, and from that grounding, perception sharpens naturally. This rooted presence is what allows significance to arrive without disruption. It meets you where you are, not where you used to be. My child, there was a season when you questioned whether restraint was costing you momentum. What you did not see was how restraint preserved clarity. Clarity protects direction. Directions sustains continuity. Because of this sequence, what aligns with you now can grow without confusion. The place you learn to accept has become the strength that holds what enters your life steady. My beloved, you may notice that certainly now feels quiet rather than forceful. This is not doubt. It is confidence that does not need to announce itself. When certainty becomes calm, it guides choices effortlessly. You are no longer pulled by external pressure. You are led by internal alignment, and that leadership keeps you steady through transition. My child, the unfolding ahead will not require you to abandon who you are. It will build upon what you have already integrated. Growth does not erase identity when timing is correct. It expands expression. What is forming will feel like an extension of your values rather than a challenge to them. My beloved, observe how is a company's awareness now. Ease does not mean absence of responsibility. It means responsibility carried with understanding. When understanding leads, effort becomes sustainable. This sustainability is what allows progress to continue without collapse. My child, the readiness you embody is not the result of perfection. It is the result of honesty. You learned where your limits were and respected them. You learned where your strengths lay and refined them quietly. This self-knowledge is what supports what arrives without distortion. My beloved, there is no need to rush comprehension. Meaning will reveal itself through participation rather than explanation. Each step will inform the next. Trust that insight will emerge exactly when needed, neither too early nor too late. My child, as circumstances shift, remain attentive without becoming rigid. Adaptation is not compromised when alignment is present. It is responsiveness. Responsiveness keeps momentum fluid and prevents stagnation. My beloved, the sense of steadiness growing within you is the foundation upon which continuity rests. It allows you to receive, maintain, and expand without fear of loss. This steadiness is not temporary. It is the result of integration. My beloved, you may have noticed subtle changes within yourself recently. Your reaction softened, your discernment sharpened, certain desires faded while deeper longing surfaced. These shifts were not random emotional fluctuations, they were signs of internal readiness. What is coming requires steadiness rather than excitement, wisdom rather than impulse. This is why your spirit was gently trained before your circumstances changed. My child, there are moments when silence is more important than action. Right now, stillness is teaching you how to hold what is about to arrive. Many lose blessings not because they are unworthy, but because they are unprepared to carry them without distortion. You are being shown how to receive without grasping, how to accept without fear, how to trust without remote control. These qualities are rare, and they are the reason this moment is yours. My beloved, the gift that has been set in motion is not only tangible, it carries meaning, responsibility, and influence. It will touch more than one area of your life. It will answer questions you stopped asking out of exhaustion. It will correct assumptions you formed during difficult seasons. This is why your awareness now matters. What arrives will respond to how it is welcomed. My child, do not let the ordinary appearance of the moment deceive you. Miracles do not always announce themselves with spectacle. Often they arrive quietly, wrapped in simplicity, waiting to be recognized by the one who was prepared to see beyond the surface. This is why many stand close to transformation without realizing it passed through their hands unnoticed. You are being guided so that this does not happen to you. My beloved, attention is a form of agreement. When you stay present, you are silently saying yes to what is meant for you. Distraction is not harmless when alignment is active. A pulse, focus away from recognition. That is why you were guided here now, before the moment unfolds, so that your awareness would be steady rather than scattered. My child, there were times you questioned whether your patience was misplaced, whether waiting had cost you. What you could not see was how many outcomes were quietly being rearranged to protect you from receiving too early. Premature blessings can become burdens. Delayed blessings often become anchors. What you are approaching now is stable, grounded, and designed to remain. My beloved, the reason this message feels personal is because it is. Not every promise is meant for every listener. Some are specific, precise, and carefully directed. Your name was not placed on this by chance. It was placed there because of what you endured without becoming bitter, what you learned without becoming hardened, and what do you preserve without being seen. My child, as the moment approaches, do not overthink what you should do. Clarity will feel calm, not rushed. Alignment will feel steady, not forced. You will know because your spirit will recognize peace rather than urgency. Trust that signal. It is the same guidance that carried you through past uncertainty, even when you doubt it yourself. My beloved, remain open, remain grounded, and remain present. What is moving toward you is already responding to your awareness. The closer the moment comes, the quieter the instruction becomes, because confidence replaces explanation. Stay here. What unfolds next will reveal why this timing could not be earlier and why it cannot be ignored now. My beloved, there is a quiet threshold you are standing near, and thresholds are rarely loud or dramatic. They are almost unnoticeable unless the heart is awake. What you are sensing now is not excitement nor fear, but recognition. It is the awareness that something long anticipated is no longer distant. This awareness was cultivated slowly, so it would not overwhelm you when the moment arrived. You are not rushed here. You were guided. My child, reflect on how many times you were protected from outcomes that seemed appealing but would have drained. See you later. Each redirection sharpened your discernment. Each pause strengthened your inner balance. This balance is essential now, because what is approaching will amplify whatever state receives it. A steady heart allows growth to multiply without chaos. This is why preparation mattered more than speed. My beloved, there are layers to what is being placed into your life. Some will be visible quickly, Others will unfold gradually, revealing purpose over time. You do not need to understand everything immediately. Understanding will arrive as you walk forward. What matters now is receptivity. When you allow rather than resist, the unfolding becomes gentle instead of disruptive. My child, you may notice that your surroundings feel ordinary even as something extraordinary aligns beneath the surface. This contrast is intentional. It keeps the gift protected from interference and expectation. Sacred movement often prefers simplicity, because simplicity keeps the heart clear. You are being invited to receive without spectacles, so that gratitude remains pure. My beloved, do not compare your timing with anyone else's path. What was designed for you required a different sequence, a different pace, a different kind of readiness. Comparison distorts perception and pulls attention away from what is actually arriving. Stay with your own awareness. It has been trained specifically for this moment. My child, the stillness you are experiencing is not emptiness. It is fullness held in balance. From this place, clarity emerges without force. Decisions become intuitive rather than stressful. This is the state that allows the gift to integrate naturally into your life instead of disrupting it. Remain here internally, even as the outer world continues moving. My beloved, there were lessons you learned privately that no one applauded: quiet endurance, ethical restraint, emotional honesty. These unseen qualities are now becoming visible through outcome rather than explanation. What arrives will speak on your behalf without you needing to justify your journey. My child, be attentive to subtle confirmations rather than dramatic signs. Alignment often announces itself through calm certainty, not intensity. When the moment arrives, it may feel surprisingly natural, as if it always belongs there. That familiarity is the sign you are meant to trust. My beloved, observe how ease accompanies awareness now. Ease does not mean absence of responsibility. It means responsibility carried with understanding. When understanding leads, effort becomes sustainable. This sustainability is what allows progress to continue without collapse. My child, the readiness you embody is not the result of perfection. It is the result of honesty. You learned where your limits were and respected them. You learned where your strengths lay and refined them quietly. This self-knowledge is what supports what arrives without distortion. My beloved, there is no need to rush comprehension. Meaning will reveal itself through participation rather than explanation. Each step will inform the next. Trust that insight will emerge exactly when needed, neither too early nor too late. My child, as circumstances shift, remain attentive without becoming rigid. Adaptation is not compromised when alignment is present. It is responsiveness. Responsiveness keeps momentum fluid and prevents stagnation. My beloved, the sense of steadiness growing within you is the foundation upon which continuity rests. It allows you to receive, maintain, and expand without fear of loss. This steadiness is not temporary. It is the result of integration. My child, stay present within this progression. Allow experience to teach what words cannot fully convey. What continues to unfold is already responding to your awareness, shaping itself with intention and care, revealing purpose through lived reality rather than promise. When you are ready for the next extension, simply say "continue," and I will keep carrying this forward in the same long, immersive, non-repeating flow until the entire script is complete. My beloved, the quiet certainty you are feeling now did not appear without reason. It was cultivated through moments when you chose reflection over reaction patience over impulse, awareness over distraction. These choices shaped an inner stability that does not depend on circumstances. From this stability, discernment operates naturally, guiding you without strain. What approaches recognizes this steadiness and aligns with it effortlessly? My child, there is an internal shift taking place where trust replaces anticipation. You are no longer scanning the future for reassurance. Instead, you are grounded in the present, allowing events to reveal themselves without pressure. This grounded place within you matters deeply. It keeps your vision from becoming distorted and allows what is arriving to settle into your life without inner resistance. Presence becomes the guide that steadies everything. My beloved, you may begin to feel that explanations are no longer as necessary as they once were. Understanding does not need to be chased, defended, or constantly clarified. It rises quietly within you, more like recognition than surprise. That recognition allows you to move without second-guessing and choose without inner division. When clarity begins to feel natural, it means alignment has already taken root beneath the surface. My child, some lessons did not come through direct experience, but through careful observation. There were moments when simply watching taught you more than rushing into action ever could. Those quiet lessons sharpened your perception. They helped you notice patterns without being pulled into them. They taught you how to remain engaged without losing your center. This perspective will serve you well in what is preparing to unfold next. My beloved, you are entering a season where intention and action can move together without tension. Decisions will feel less burdensome because they are beginning to match what your spirit already knows is right. This alignment will lessen unnecessary effort while increasing the strength of your impact. Progress will no longer depend only on sudden bursts of energy. It will become steady, consistent, and able to carry growth beyond the first wave of momentum. My child, notice how acceptance has begun to replace urgency within you. Acceptance is not the same as giving up or settling for less. It is the wisdom of recognizing what truly belongs. When something fits, commitment no longer has to be forced. It becomes calm, natural, and enduring. This kind of commitment creates continuity and keeps regret from taking root later. My beloved, the awareness you now carry gives you the ability to respond instead of react. A response protects clarity, while reaction scatters your attention and pulls you away from peace. When you respond from truth, you remain centered even while circumstances continue to shift. That centering allows opportunities to open without shaking your sense of who you are or where you stand. My child, as movement continues, adaptability will serve you more deeply than the need for certainty. Adaptability allows refinement without causing you to lose direction. It keeps your understanding flexible and your perception open. What is being woven into your life will continue to grow alongside you, adjusting with your awareness and deepening with your readiness. My beloved, the calm confidence forming within you is not temporary. It is rooted in understanding, not in circumstances that can change. This confidence allows you to hold responsibility without pressure and opportunity without fear. Did anchor's progression, my child, remain attentive to how it accompanies alignment. Ease is not absence of effort, but harmony between intention and action. In this harmony, what belongs with you remains. What does not fades without conflict. Stay present within this flow. What continues to emerge will reveal itself through lived experience, shaping purpose through understanding rather than expectation. My beloved, the space you are entering now is shaped by awareness rather than anticipation. You are no longer leaning toward the future with uncertainty. You are standing within the present with quiet clarity. This position changes everything. From here, perception becomes accurate, intention becomes stable, and movement becomes intentional. What approaches is drawn to this state because it can remain where balance exists. My child, you have learned how to carry silence without filling it with worry. You have learned how to pause without interpreting it as loss. These lessons reshaped your inner world. They created depth, not emptiness. From that depth, discernment now flows without effort. You no longer need signs to feel direction. Direction is felt internally, steady and consistent. My beloved, the unfolding ahead will not feel overwhelming because your capacity has expanded. Expansion did not happen through pressure. It happened through understanding. Understanding increases tolerance, patience, and perception simultaneously. This is why what arrives will feel natural instead of heavy. You have become spacious enough to hold it. My child, your inner world is no longer ruled by urgency. Tom has become your reference point. From calm, clarity forms. From clarity, confidence emerges. From confidence, stability grows. This sequence is not accidental. It is the structure that allows growth without collapse. What aligns with you now is supported by this structure. My child, my beloved, listen gently and do not rush past this moment, because what is unfolding around you was not placed here by chance. You did not arrive at this message randomly, and you are not reading these words by accident. I am speaking softly now because heaven is watching how you respond when the moment is quiet. There is a reason your heart felt a pull instead of fear. There is a reason your spirit paused instead of scrolling away. Something has already been set aside in your name, and it is closer than you think. My beloved, there is a precise moment when what has been prepared can finally move from the unseen into your. Timing matters more than effort right now. You have done enough. You have endured enough. What remains is awareness. When the clock aligns and the window opens, the gift does not wait. Heaven moves with order, not emotion. This is why I'm asking you to stay present and not treat this like just another message. Many listen, but few recognize when the moment belongs to them. My child, before you go any further, I ask you to stay connected to this voice, because the guidance that follows is not meant to be missed. If these words are reaching you, it is because you were meant to hear them fully. Stay close, return when you can, and remain aligned so you do not miss what is unfolding next. This connection matters more than you realize right now. My beloved, there is something being placed into your life that cannot be forced, repeated, or recreated later. It is not earned through struggle nor chased through anxiety. It arrives when readiness meets alignment. You have been asking why certain doors did not open earlier. You wondered why progress felt delayed, even when your intentions were pure. What you could not see was protection. What you interpreted as silence was careful timing. Heaven was waiting for the exact point where receiving would no longer harm you. My child, understand this clearly and without fear. When a blessing is offered, it must be received consciously. Ignoring the moment does not cancel the gift, but it does change its destination. This is not punishment, this is order. What flows must continue moving. What is prepared must be placed somewhere. This is why awareness now matters more than effort ever did. You are being invited, not pressured. You are being notified, not threatened. My beloved, there are others who have been asking for what carries your name, but they cannot hold it the way you can. They do not carry your story. They did not walk your path. They did not learn the lessons that shaped your heart. This is why it was marked for you. But marking alone does not complete the process. Recognition is required. choice completes the circle. Heaven honors free will even when miracles are involved. My child, you may feel a quiet urgency, not panic, not fear, but a gentle, you're knowing that something matters right now. That feeling is not imagination. It is alignment activating. It is your spirit recognizing a window before your mind tries to analyze it away. Do not let distraction dull this awareness. Do not let doubt convince you this is not important. The smallest hesitation has delayed great things before, not because heaven withdrew, but because attention drifted. My beloved, when the appointed moment arrives, it will feel simple, almost ordinary on the surface, yet profound beneath it. This is how divine movement often appears. Loud signs are not always used for sacred transfers. Quiet readiness is enough. Stillness is enough. Presence is enough. You do not need to perform. You do not need to prove. You only need to remain open and attentive. My child, you have survived seasons where nothing made sense, where answers were delayed, where strength was demanded without explanation. Those seasons were not wasted. Never find your capacity. They expanded your ability to hold what is coming without losing yourself. What once would have overwhelmed you will now rest naturally in your hands. This is why timing was adjusted. This is why patience was required. My beloved, do not underestimate what a single moment of awareness can change. History has shifted through quiet decisions made without witnesses. Lives have turned through small acts of attention. What is approaching does not need drama to be powerful. It needs readiness. And readiness is exactly what has been formed within you, even if you did not notice it happening. My child, stay here. Breathe. Let these words settle instead of rushing ahead. What comes next will clarify what this moment truly carries and how to receive it without resistance, fear, or delay. My beloved, there is a reason your life has felt like it was balancing on the edge of something unseen, as if events were lining up quietly while you were focused on surviving the day. This sensation did not come from imagination or coincidence. It came from preparation happening beyond your awareness. What is nearing you is weight, and weight requires grounding. That grounding was built through moments when you felt overlooked, misunderstood, or forced to wait longer than felt fair. Those experiences were shaping your ability to receive without losing clarity. My child, understand this carefully. Divine timing does not rush, but it also does not linger. Once alignment is complete, there is a precise instant when readiness and opportunity meet. And once that instant passes, movement continues forward. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken attention. Heaven does not take away what belongs to you, but it does not freeze the flow of provision either. Awareness keeps you aligned with what is already moving toward you. My beloved, you may have noticed subtle changes within yourself recently. Your reactions softened, your discernment sharpened. Certain desires faded, while deeper longings surfaced. These shifts were not random emotional fluctuations. They were signs of internal readiness. What is coming requires steadiness rather than excitement, wisdom rather than impulse. This is why your spirit was gently trained before your circumstances changed. My child, there are moments when silence is more important than action. Right now, stillness is teaching you how to hold what is about to arrive. Many lose blessings not because they are unworthy, but because they are unprepared to carry them without distortion. You are being shown how to receive without grasping, how to accept without fear, how to trust without remote control. These qualities are rare, and they are the reason this moment is yours. My beloved, Do not compare your timing with anyone else's path. What was designed for you required a different sequence, a different pace, a different kind of readiness. Comparison distorts perception and pulls attention away from what is actually arriving. Stay with your own awareness. It has been trained specifically for this moment. My child, the stillness you are experiencing is not emptiness. It is fullness held in balance. From this place, clarity emerges without force. Decisions become intuitive rather than stressful. This is the state that allows the gift to integrate naturally into your life instead of disrupting it. Remain here internally, even as the outer world continues moving. My beloved, there were lessons you learned privately that no one applauded. Quiet endurance, ethical restraint, emotional honesty. These unseen qualities are now becoming visible through outcome rather than explanation. What arrives will speak on your behalf without you needing to justify your journey. My child, be attentive to subtle confirmations rather than dramatic signs. Alignment often announces itself through calm certainty, not intensity. When the moment arrives, it may feel surprisingly natural, as if it always belongs there. That familiarity is the sign you are meant to trust. My beloved, release the need to predict what comes next. Anticipation can cloud reception. Allow surprise to remain part of the process. What is given freely carries joy without pressure. You are not required to earn what has already been prepared. You are only asked to remain present. My child, as awareness deepens, you may feel a gentle confidence replacing old UNC. This confidence is not pride, it is grounding. It allows you to hold responsibility without fear and opportunity without anxiety. This is the posture that sustains what is given, rather than losing it. My beloved, stay open, stay attentive, stay steady. The movement you are part of is precise, intentional, and already unfolding in your favor. What follows will not need to announce itself loudly, because recognition has already begun within you. If you want me to keep going in this exact long paragraph, non-repetitive, high retention flow, just say continue again, and I'll carry it forward seamlessly until the full length is. My beloved, something subtle is changing within your awareness, and it is not driven by emotion but by understanding. You are beginning to sense that certain moments are invitations rather than tests. This distinction matters now. An invitation requires presence, not effort. It asks for attention, not strain. You have spent enough time proving yourself through endurance. What approaches you now responds to recognition instead of resistance. My child, there were nights when your thoughts felt heavy and unanswered questions circled without rest. Those hours were shaping discernment, not discouragement. Through them, you learned how to listen inwardly without panic. That inner listening is what allows you to notice when alignment settles quietly around you. Many overlook these shifts because they expect noise. You were trained to notice come instead. My beloved, understand that receiving does not always feel like victory at first. Sometimes it feels like responsibility entering gently. What is moving toward you carries consequences as well as benefit. It will ask you to remain truthful, grounded, and clear in ways you once struggled to maintain. This is why readiness was formed gradually. Stability was built before expansion. My child, you may wonder why clarity arrives in pieces rather than all at once. This is intentional. Gradual unfolding protects focus and prevents overwhelm. When everything is revealed too quickly, meaning gets diluted. When understanding arrives step by step, wisdom integrates naturally. Trust the pace that is guiding you now. My beloved, The awareness you hold at this moment is already shaping the outcome. Conscious attention aligns circumstances without force. You are not required to push anything into place. Allow what has been prepared to meet you naturally. Effort will not improve what alignment has already secured. My child, there is a difference between waiting and being ready. Waiting feels heavy. Readiness feels calm. If you notice comma replacing tension, that is your confirmation. It signals that something no longer needs chasing. What is yours recognizes you without pursuit. My beloved, release any lingering belief that good things must arrive through struggle. That belief served you once, but it is no longer needed here. What is arriving response to honesty, balance, and trust? These qualities were cultivated quietly while you thought nothing was happening. My child, you make sense, a soft assurance settling into your decisions. This assurance is not certainty about outcomes, but confidence in alignment. It allows you to move without fear of misstep. Even adjustments will feel guided rather than corrective. This is how sustained provision enters a life without disruption. My beloved, remain aware without becoming rigid. Openness allows refinement. Flexibility allows growth. What is being integrated will continue shaping itself as you move forward. You do not need to control the process. Participation is enough. My child, as this unfolds, you may notice your priorities reorganizing naturally. What once demanded attention will lose urgency. What truly matters will come into focus without effort. This reordering is part of the gift itself. It creates space for what is meaningful to remain. My beloved, stay present, stay receptive, stay grounded. The movement you are part of is precise, gentle, and intentional. What continues from here will reveal itself through experience rather than explanation. My beloved, there is a calm intelligence guiding this hour, and it moves without haste because everything required has already been arranged. You are not late, you are not behind. The sense of arrival you feel is the result of alignment settling into place after a long internal journey. What once felt distant is now close enough to feel familiar, and familiarity is how readiness announces itself. My child, you have grown into a quieter strength, one that does not need validation to exist. This strength was shaped through restraint, reflection, and moments where choosing peace matters more than being right. Search maturity creates space for what is meaningful to remain rather than slip away. This is why what approaches can stay once it arrives. My child, as this unfolds, you may notice your priorities reorganizing naturally. What once demanded attention will lose urgency. What truly matters will come into focus without effort. This reordering is part of the gift itself. It creates space for what is meaningful to remain. My beloved, stay present, stay receptive, stay grounded. The movement you are part of is precise, gentle, and intentional. What continues from here will reveal itself through experience rather than explanation. My beloved, there is a calm intelligence guiding this hour, and it moves without haste because everything required has already been arranged. You are not late, you are not behind. The sense of arrival you feel is the result of alignment settling into place after a long internal journey. What once felt distant is now close enough to feel familiar, and familiarity is how readiness announces itself. My child, you have grown into a quieter strength, one that does not need validation to exist. This strength was shaped through restraint, reflection, and moments where choosing peace matters more than being. Search maturity creates space for what is meaningful to remain rather than slip away. This is why what approaches can stay once it arrives. My beloved, notice how your inner world has become less reactive. Situations that once unsettled you now pass without disturbance. This change is not accidental. It is the result of clarity replacing confusion. When clarity becomes steady, it attracts circumstances that mirror its balance. What is moving toward you reflects the state you have cultivated. My child, there is wisdom in the way things are being revealed gradually. Each layer prepares you for the next without pressure. Sudden revelation can overwhelm perception, but gentle disclosure builds understanding that lasts. Trust how inside arrives now. It is paced for sustainability rather than excitement. My beloved, the moment you are approaching does not require preparation beyond presence. You do not need to rehearse reactions or imagine outcomes. Allow the experience to meet you where you are. Simplicity will guide you more accurately than anticipation. My child, there was a time when uncertainty dominated your decisions. That season taught you discernment. Now discernment guides you without effort. This shift allows opportunities to integrate naturally rather than disrupt your life. What arrives will feel compatible rather than intrusive. My beloved, you may sense an intermission forming, as if you no longer need to justify receiving what aligns with your values. This permission is essential. It allows acceptance without guilt and responsibility without fear. Holding this balance ensures continuity rather than loss. My child, stay attentive to the quiet confirmations that appear around you. They will not demand interpretation. They will simply feel right. This is your signal to trust the unfolding rather than analyze it. My beloved, what follows this moment will carry forward with steadiness, not urgency. Growth will feel natural rather than forced. Expansion will integrate gently rather than overwhelm. This is the result of timing that honors both readiness and purpose. My child, remain grounded in awareness as movement continues. What is meant for you recognizes your presence without effort. Allow it to arrive fully without resistance or hesitation. When you want the next extension, just say continue, and I'll keep carrying this forward with the same long, immersive, non-repetitive flow. My beloved, the stillness surrounding this phase is not emptiness but precision. Every movement has been measured. Every pause has had purpose. You are learning how to stand inside a moment without trying to define it, and that skill is rare. It allows meaning to reveal itself without distortion. What approaches you now does not require explanation because it resonates before it speaks. My child, there is a difference between wanting and being ready, and readiness has quietly taken root within you. You are no longer reaching outward for confirmation. Instead, confidence rises from alignment. This internal shift signals that something substantial can now be held without slipping through your grasp. Stability attracts continuation. My beloved, you may notice that your thoughts have slowed, creating space where clarity settles naturally. This is not hesitation. It is discernment operating without strain. When discernment becomes effortless, decisions aligned with purpose rather than impulse. This is the inner state that helps what has been given remain steady. My child, what you are moving toward carries a depth that cannot be measured by appearance alone. Its worth will reveal itself gradually, not all at once. Certain blessings are meant to grow with you, unfolding new layers as your understanding becomes wider and your spirit becomes more prepared. Patience will not keep fulfillment away from you. It will teach your heart how to value it more deeply when it arrives. My beloved, you have learned how to release what needed to leave without allowing bitterness to harden you, and you have learned how to stay open without demanding that life unfold according to your own expectation. These qualities allow you to receive without becoming bound by what you receive. They make sure that what enters your life enriches you instead of ruling you. This kind of balance is what allows abundance to remain peaceful, stable, and lasting. My child, stay aware, but do not become fixed or tense. Awareness is strongest when it can move with wisdom. When you allow yourself to adapt, growth can continue without resistance. The way ahead will shift gently when it needs to, responding to your presence instead of forcing you into a direction that does not fit. My beloved, trust the quiet confidence beginning to form within you. It may not be loud, but it is firm. This assurance will anchor you as circumstances continue to change. It will help you keep your perspective clear, even as new opportunities begin to widen around you. My child, remember that alignment does not always feel intense or extraordinary. Often, it feels calm, familiar, and quietly right. That natural feeling is a sign that what is arriving belongs exactly where it is being placed. It confirms divine placement more clearly than emotional intensity ever could. My beloved, as this progression continues, you will notice gratitude deepening without effort. Appreciation will rise, not because you are shocked, but because your spirit recognizes the meaning of what has been given. That recognition will help sustain what is entering your life and make space for more to unfold in its proper time. My child, remain present within this process. Let understanding come through living it, not through trying to analyze every movement before it is complete. What is meant for you is still responding to your awareness, shaping itself with quiet precision and loving care. My beloved, there is a steady confidence settling into your inner world now, one that no longer needs outside permission or constant reassurance. This confidence did not appear suddenly. It was formed through choices you made in hidden places, when no one saw your discipline, your restraint, or your faithfulness. Those choices refined the way you see. They taught you to recognize true value without needing noise, pressure, or dramatic proof. Now recognition comes with greater ease, and that ease is the sign that your alignment has become stable.